Welcome back viewers. In today's video we are going to check out the Gecko Linux Mate rolling desktop. So we have configured the Gecko Linux Mate rolling desktop with MS-DOS partitioning. No swap has been selected and extended 4 is the file system for this desktop. So let us start. So this is how the Gecko Linux Mate rolling desktop looks like. There is only a single panel at the bottom. The top bar is not there. Many of the Linux distributions go with a single panel at the bottom for the Mate desktop. So let us now first go to the system tools. Okay, preferences. Let us open the displays and let us apply the correct resolution. Now you can see the Mate desktop in its full splendor. It looks very nice. You got a language installer on the desktop. At the bottom in the panel you got the application menu. This is the standard Mate application menu. You got this file manager here. So the file manager is Taja 1.26.1 version. You got the Mozilla Firefox, and this is the hide all windows and show desktop button. And this is the workspace feature. You got 2 workspaces as standard. You can add more if you want. And let us check out the version of the Firefox. It should be, yes, it is 103.0.2. So current, we can say quite latest version of Firefox. And on the right side you got the clipboard manager. The network manager is there. This is the network manager. It's on responsive. I don't know. This also desktop is we can say sluggish comparable to the KDE desktop. So both KDE and Mate desktops are little bit sluggish. You can see here the network manager is not opening up. Yes, now the clipboard manager is acting. Otherwise it was unresponsive. Okay, so right click only works it. So the wired connection, disconnect, VPN connections, enable networking, connection information, and the edit connections is there. This is the simple volume control and the calendar is there. So now let us go over to the application menu. In you got applications arranged in different groups. So in the accessory group you got the Ngrampa archive manager. It is the default archive manager for Mate desktop. Calculator is there, Mate search tool, Parcel Lite is there. It is a lightweight GTK clipboard manager. Numa is the default text editor for Mate desktop. Your text screenshot is there. In administration section you can see here the language installer FAX3. I have already shown in the last video, that is the KDE desktop rolling desktop for Gecko Linux. System log is there, YAST is there. All the YAST utilities or the tools are there. You can see it here. YAST services manager, YAST security center, everything is there. YAST sudo is there, YAST system config editor, everything is there, whatever you require. We will go through 1 or 2 YAST tools later. Let us first finish the application menu. In collection there is no item to be found. In graphics you have got the document scanner, that is the GNOME document scanner. Drawing is there, Eye of Mate viewer, Mate color selection, Pix is there. So Pix is also a image viewer and a photo organizer. Let us check out what is there in the drawing. So this is the drawing application. You can draw using your pen. So the screen pen is there. You can draw on the screen and then you can save, edit the screen. So it is good for the artist who love to do digital painting or digital art. So the version is 1. It is simple image editor for Linux. Let us check out the Mate color selection. So you can create colors using the Mate color selection from here, and the color selected or the color created will have a name in hexadecimal. So you can see it here. This is the nomenclature for the color combinations that you will create. In the office section, you got the LibreOffice suite. Actual document viewer is there. So you can also install any other document viewer of your choice, but the Atrial is the default document viewer, and the version for the LibreOffice suite is 7.3.4.2, just like in the KDE desktop. So it is the current LibreOffice version that is in vogue right now. If you go over to Arch, it will be some minor versions ahead. That's it. Otherwise, this is quite latest version of LibreOffice that is available in OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. So Tumbleweed is just a bit behind the Arch application versions. Mate terminal is there. YAS software manager, YAS everything is there. In preferences, you can see it here. About me, let us check out the about me. So this is nothing but the user management. So you can change password for the user from here. Assistive technologies, appearance section is there. Bluetooth adapters, Bluetooth manager, displays you have seen, file management, keyboards, keyboard shortcuts, main menu. You can configure the application menu, that is the main menu, and you can edit which applications will be shown on the application menu and which applications can be hidden. Mate tweak is there, Mate font viewer, mouse, network proxy. Everything is there. Screensaver is there. Preferred applications. Let us check out the preferred applications. So you can see here web browser Firefox, mail reader is Thunderbird. These are the default applications for multimedia player, video player, image viewer. For system, you got the Pluma is the default text editor. Mate terminal emulator default. File manager is Kaja. Calculator default is not selected. Anything was there, but we have now selected the calculator as the default calculator. In Office, Atrial document viewer is the default document viewer. Word processor is LibreOffice Writer. Spreadsheet editor is LibreOffice Calc, and the accessibility features, though those are not configured, we are required to configure them. So I will now close this. It is not responding. You can see here some applications do not respond here. Okay, now it has closed. In sound and video, Clementine sound is there. This is the sound server that we can configure. VLC media player is there. In system tools, you can see the different system tools are there. The HP device manager is installed by default. Gparted is there. Power statistics, prints, SUSE studio image writer is there. Let us open the Gparted. I want to see how much disk space is used by this installation. You can see here it is using around 4.87 GB out of the 28 GB allocated to the root partition. So it is on the lighter side of the installations. So you can expect good performance when you install it on your bare metal. Now what we will do is, let us go back. Let us try out the Mate tweak. So in Mate tweak, you can configure the desktop items that will be shown on your screen, and you can show trash also. So the trash icon will come. We will shift it here. Network servers, we can unselect them. So that's it. And in the panel also, we can change the panel. For example, you can have a Fedora panel, OpenSUSE panel. So let us go over with the Fedora panel. Let us see what happens. We have to confirm the change. So this is how the Mate panel looks in Fedora, and you can change it to OpenSUSE also. So it will change how the panel looks in OpenSUSE. So there are little changes, and you can enable features like dock, HUD, then enable the pull down terminal, enable the keyboard LED. Let us try. The keyboard LED has come up. So if I click on the caps lock, you can see here it is showing the caps lock is enabled. So all these things you can do. You can select the default icon size for the panels, right, let us go with the 16 pixels. So it is now little bigger. Let us go with 24 pixels. So you can see the change here. So we will keep with this 24 pixel. And now let us go over to the windows. So this is the mate tweak for the performance, window behavior, appearance, HDPI. So the window control placement can be done either at left, right, right with menu, left with menu. All these things can be done. And the window manager selected is Marco. So Marco is the default window manager for Mate desktop, and it comes with built-in X-Render and no composer. So two versions are there. So default is with X-Render. So this is it. Now I will close this. Let us go ahead again. And now what we will do is we will open the appearance section. Let us try out the different appearances. So right now the custom theme is selected and in active. So you got Graybird Dark, and a new mix theme is there. So this is the custom theme created by the developers. Now let us go over to the Graybird. So this is how the Graybird theme will look. You can see it here. It makes a lot of difference to the way the desktop looks. And there is this Graybird Dark theme also. So it is not working, or what? This theme will not look as intended because the required GTK plus theme Graybird Dark is not installed. So we require to install this, but the Graybird was working, yes, but Graybird Dark is not working. Let us try to, but why, I don't know. If I go to custom, let us, now it is not going back to the custom. So the settings have been lost, or what? Possibly. Now you can see new mix is getting applied properly. So this is the new mix theme. We will keep this theme. Let us try to go back to the custom theme. No, custom theme has been lost. Or we can install. No, it will ask for the theme file. So anyway, not many options. We will go back to the new mix theme. So new mix is working. Now let us go over to the backgrounds. So there are no wallpapers either in the pictures folder or that, and there is no yes, you can get more backgrounds online. Yes, some wallpapers are now come up on the screen, but those are all from the Mate desktop. So this is from all Mate org wallpapers are there. Let us try to install some more wallpapers from the background, this online. So it will open up some mate.org wallpapers. Okay, let's go ahead. Yes, I think these backgrounds should work. We'll have some very good wallpapers for installation. Yes, we will try to install this one. Okay, let us try to install one wallpaper. No. Okay, it should install in the background. Meanwhile, what we will do is we will go back. We will hunt for some more wallpapers. Let us go for this wallpaper. This should look good. And hit the install button. So we can go with the logo wallpaper. Go back again. We will install this tree wallpaper. This should look very nice. Install with the logo. Yes, 3-4 wallpapers are good enough. We will minimize this. Let us see if the wallpapers get installed or not. It will take some time for the wallpapers to install. Where are the new wallpapers gone? Oh, they are not still available. We can close this once and again try to open. it might come up. No, the wallpapers are still missing. Okay, so what we will do is we will download the wallpaper instead, because installation is taking some time. Similarly, for this we will just download the wallpaper, and then we can select the wallpaper manually. We will select this one. It looks very different. Okay, so the download is complete. We'll close this. What we will do is we will add the wallpapers from the download itself. It will be better. So this is how this wallpaper looks. It has got some color themes, so it will change the color themes now and then. Where are the other two wallpapers? Yes, this one. Let us try out. This looks very nice. And there was a third wallpaper. Yes, the tree should look very gorgeous. Yes, this is definitely very good looking wallpaper. So we will keep this wallpaper, and I think we have completed with the appearance application, and I will close this. Now let us head over to other things. Was it power management, pop-up notifications? All this is we have covered in earlier videos. Keyboard settings, file manager. Okay. Now let us go over to the system tools. Let us open the Mate system monitor. So you can see here it is using 941.6 MB of RAM. No swap is being used. Now you will ask why no swap is being used, because we have not installed the swap, and if the system requires the swap, the system will fall back to the swap to file. So swap file will be created since there is no swap partition available, and if system requires swap, it can go with the swap to file option and automatically create a swap file. And CPU usage, you can see it's very light. Half the cores are sitting idle, and the cores that are being used around 5%, 0 to 5% usage is there. You can see the file system usage. 4.7 GB is used, so it is matching with the G parted. So in both it was showing the similar figure for the root partition usage by the system installation. Mate disk usage analyzer, so it is also showing 4.7 GB. Now what deconf editor is there? So deconf editor is used to do the path entry. So if you want to create a new path, you can use this. So this is, I think, for the CA certificates or what. So I think we will cover this in another video. It will be a very big video. We can have just a series of videos on the deconf editor itself. So I will put it in my diary. We will have a video on this separate, because it looks to be very vast. Now let us open YAST. I want to show you something in the YAST. Let it open. So what we have not covered? Yes, we have not covered the security center. We will cover the security center and sudo. Yes, so here in the security app, that is a YAST security, you can do security settings. For example, use magic system required keys. You can configure that. You can configure the file permissions. You can configure the remote access to display manager. Always create system log messages for cron strip, that is the scheduler scripts. Run DHCP daemon in a change root. Run DHCP daemon as a DHCP user remote root login in display manager. You can enable, disable that. Remote access to X server, remote access to email delivery subsystem. It is unknown at status right now. Restart services on update, so that is disabled. Stop services on removal, that is also disabled. Enable TCP sync cookies, IPv4 and 6 forwarding, so that is disabled. Enable basic system services, you can configure it. Disable extra services, that also you can configure. So a lot of different services can be configured from here. You can also have predefined security configuration. You can do the password settings from here. You can use the different password encryption methods. You can specify the password age, how much password age should be, like 7 days. Different ages are there before the password will expire. You can set, you can specify any. For example, I will specify 100 days before the password will user password will expire. Password age minimum from 0 to this is 99,999 days. So this is the password age. You can use the different encryption methods, that is the DES, MD5, SHA-256, SHA-5112, number of passwords to remember. So last how many numbers of passwords the system will remember. You can check new passwords for the how much strong the passwords are. For that you can specify a password check. You can do the boot settings from here. So interpretation of alter, control, delete, whether to reboot, halt or ignore. System hibernation, whether to use the system hibernation. User can do on active console, anyone can hibernate, authentication always required. So all this you can specify it from here. These are the login settings. Delay after incorrect login attempt. So 3 is the default number of attempts before a delay of login will occur. And allow remote graphical login. So that also you can specify here. You can add different users. So the user ID limitation, how many users can be added. So you can enforce, say right now the default is 1000 users minimum and 60,000 users maximum. Group ID limitations, minimum 1000 and maximum 60,000 group ID can be created. And miscellaneous settings are there. So file permissions, easy, secure or paranoid. User launching update DB, so update database, so nobody can launch the update database. Magic system required keys is 184. So all these things you can specify. So this is this application is used for system hardening. So in the system administration domain, this is called system hardening. So you make the system hardened for against any attacks, internal attacks, that is attacks within your network and attacks from outside your network. So both attacks can be denied using the system hardening. So these are all nothing but the system hardening methods. So I was using all such system hardening methods. I have worked as a IT manager for French company for around 4-5 years earlier. So I worked there for 4-5 years, had done 2 ERP implementation, which is a Swiss company. So I got around 6-7 years of experience in IT, 10 years experience in project management, and around 7 years experience in supply chain management. So I have done a lot of different things in my career. All changes will be lost. Really about yes. So we have not saved the changes. Now let us go over to the sudo. So in sudo rules, you can there are 2 main rules, that is all users, all hosts, run all, no password, all, and the root user is there. So all is given and include subdirectory etc sudos.list. So you can add the users to the sudo group. You can remove the users from the sudo group. You can specify the passwords, all those things, user aliases, run aliases, host aliases, command aliases, all can be added and removed from here. And you can add user to the root also. So all these things is there. So some users can be added to the sudo list. So using the sudo command, they will be able to execute privilege commands. So privilege commands are only accessible to the users in the sudo group or the root user, and the general users cannot access and run those commands on your systems. All those things configuration, it will be done from here. I will show you how to do this all this addition and users to the sudo group, what is root, how to disable the root, everything. I think I have done 1 or 2 videos on the addition of the user to the sudoers in Debian operating system, so you can watch that video. And for the different Linux distribution, it is little different, the process is little different, but it is quite similar. Once you get the hang of it, you can do it for any other Linux distribution also. So this is a we'll require one special video on this. So this also I will going to write down in my diary, so when the time comes or when I get the can say when I get the mood to create this video, I will immediately create the video. And let us open the alternatives. So you can see here, you can specify the different alternatives here. So you can have multiple alternatives. For example, the default display manager right now is X11, so you can add the Wayland as a alternative here. So this is to edit add the different alternatives. For example, for the display server, you can have different alternatives. For the icon cache, you can have different alternatives. All those things you can configure. So this also I think I will take one video, separate video. So I just showed you in short how the things work. So I think we have covered most of the things. System configuration editor will remain. So in later on, whenever we'll do any OpenSUSE review, I will show you how the system editor works, what is exactly there in the system editor. So that is only the pending thing. And with that, I think we should stop the video. Let me just check if anything is pending from our side. I think we have covered everything. Yes, and the control center. So this is the typical Mate control center. So I will not go into this because we have done this many times earlier also. So this was the last desktop in the Gecko Linux series, and with this the Gecko Linux series is completed, and we can go ahead with another distribution. I think I will cover now the Debian desktop. So Debian, we have not covered the desktops in Debian. For earlier last year we had done a series of videos on Debian, but we did not cover any desktop. So better is to cover the Debian desktop, because most of the Debian desktops have been thoroughly updated. The GNOME desktop has got the maximum update, so it has jumped around 3 or 4 versions. So we should now check out the Debian desktop. The Debian desktops are no longer very stale, and they almost match. For example, the GNOME has almost matched what is available in other Linux distributions. So we should definitely give a Debian try, and we will start the Debian series. And alongside, I think we should start the Debian series also. Debian is a distribution based on Debian. With what they have done is they have removed this systemd init system that is available in Debian, and then gone for a non-systemd init system in the Debian. So we will start with Debian desktop and the Debian also. So we will see you in the next video with the Debian desktop. Bye bye.